Okay, here we go. Good morning, John. Good morning, Manaslu. How we doing, guys? How we doing? Let's load it up. Friday morning. How's everyone's trading week been? How are we all doing? Any news? Any big events? Anything worth noting? How's everyone's trading week been? Welcome to the live trading room. I'm going to be hosting today. My name's Jordon Mellor. I'm a senior analyst here at the 5%ers. And we're going to be doing some live trading because I've already entered 2 trades this morning and I want to run you through exactly what those are. Let's get in the zone. Let's get the headphones on and let's get chatting, shall we? John, talk me through it. Great trading week. Talk me through it, mate. What's been happening? What's made your trading week great? I sound a little muffed. That's not good. Okay. Is it bad? Been scalping the hell out of you. Fair enough. Fair enough. Rightly so. Let me. Not horrible. Okay, let me just try something real quick. Bear with me, guys. Let's just go ahead and. Alright, is that better? Do we sound any better there, John? I know, I am usually very clear, and I did have some other people when I was in a call yesterday tell me I sound a little bit muffed. So I think my microphone's been playing with me, but I'm hoping I've just fixed it there. Please let me know. Hi, G Stobbs. That always tongue twisters me, I'll tell you that. Perfect, it's better. Awesome, awesome. Hi, Manasloop. It's good to see you. Thanks for that, John. I appreciate that. Sounds great. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. So before we dive into everything we want to chat about today, I am going to clear it up for you. I've entered a couple of trades in this morning. All right. We're in Aussie Dollar Cad and we're in New Zealand Dollar Japanese Yen. All right. These are the 2 trades I'm in this morning, and I'll explain that. I was going to short New Zealand Dollar Cad, and I'll run you through why and what the process was, what happened, why I didn't short New Zealand Dollar Cad earlier this morning. These are all scalps. I'm looking for about 10 pips. I'll probably get out prior to 10 pips. Confidence level isn't amazing. My decision making hasn't been incredible, so I'm losing a bit of confidence in my ability to accurately trade today. So I'm gonna play it by ear. I'm gonna be quite risk assessed. While I want to be risk on and I want to be in the market, I am going to be quite restricted and not do anything overly aggressive because I recognize in myself that today might not be the best time to be trading for me. So just to clear that up, I am in 2 trades. Okay, and I'll explain all those trades and talk you through what the process was and what the plan is for those as well, and then also New Zealand Dollar CAD short was a fantastic opportunity, but why I didn't end up taking it. Hey Keenan, hi Jordan. I've been on a losing streak and I've lost motivation. What do you recommend? A million different things. So when you say losing streak, I'm assuming you're talking about win and loss, or you're talking about P&L. Okay, because they're 2 different things. You can go on a losing streak when it comes down to winning, when it comes down to losing. And still be up in P&L, or you can go on a losing streak in P&L, but your win rate be absolutely stumped. So there's a whole range there, but losing motivation based on results is a worrying sign. You want to be more focused, day on the process of trading. Okay, so instead of looking at the results of trading and then basing your performance off of the results, base your performance on how well you traded that day. Regardless of P&L, how good were your decisions? How good was your analysis? How in the zone were you? How good was your journaling process that day? Base all of your progression and whether or not you're doing it right off of progress, not off of P&L. Because if you're basing it all off P&L, even when sometimes you're not going to win, right? We lose all the time as traders. It happens as part of the market. We're risk on. those risk on events where no matter what you did different, like you were going to lose, is going to start impacting you the way that you're feeling right now. And that's just going to, as you say, unmotivate you to then actually progress and move to another level. So you want to be more focused on the actual process of trading, the actual steps that you want to be going through, your trading plans, your trading checklist. Was the analysis right? Was that trade a real trade setup? Run through all of that type of stuff rather than focusing on the results that's came to your account. That would be my recommendation to you. Spoke to a great psychiatrist once, and they said the best way to do it is kind of have a calendar. You know, everyone has like a calendar up on their wall or on their fridge or whatever it is. Get a packet of like gold stickers, and every single trading day where you did everything right, regardless of P&L, but you did everything right by your system, by yourself, you journaled right, put a gold sticker on that day. And literally keep doing that until you can get a full calendar month full of gold stickers. And you might find that once you've got a full calendar month of gold stickers, it just so happens that your account's in profit. Um, Focus on processes like that, and you won't lose motivation. You'll keep growing. You'll keep getting better. You'll keep getting better, because when you start judging your decisions based off P&L, I know we're in this to make money. The firm's here to make. We're all here to make money, right? Statistically, to have an edge and make money. But it is important that we have the right foundations to build the house to build money. And if we're instantly focusing on P&L, we're not going to build the right foundations, which I did when I started trading. I know a million other people do, because we're in it to make money. At the end of the day, it's the only reason we're here, because we want to make money. We can get time freedom, blah, blah, blah. It's all correlated to generating profit, right? So I understand, and I've been there, but the moment you switch your focus to process rather than P&L, it's going to be pretty important. That when I win, I usually win 3-1, and when I lose, I only lose 0.5%. But lately, I've been losing more times than I win. Right? Well, you have a positive risk reward ratio, so you can afford to lose more times than you win. Very few positive trades, and I see my account shrinking. Okay, but were those trades that you'd taken, were they real setups according to your strategy? And the trades that you'd taken and lost, were they real setups according to your strategy? And if you can't pull out like a journal to show me all of the data on that trade, there's your issue. So like if you're sitting here going, no, like all those trades over the past week off the top of my head, yeah, they were real trades. They were real setups, but you don't have the data to show me that, then you were missing something, because your mind can play games on you. We need pen, paper, data, and your mind will stop playing games on you. That would be my recommendation for you. Okay, so talking about the trades this morning before we move into a bit of China and Ukraine and whatever we're going to chat about today, okay? First one I noticed was Aussie Dollar Cad, and I got in this really late. I didn't like how late I got into this, okay? I set I was just prior to setting an order, a pending order up here. But the spreads, the morning spreads were not nice to me, and so I didn't want to set the order just in case the stop would end up, it would get a little bit too close, and I'm just going to throw away money due to those spreads. So I held off, and I was like, I'll do a market execution when it comes up. I went and had a shower, come back, it topped up and come back down. Okay, so I seen it when it come back down, so I come in and I was like, okay, I'm still going to take this trade. I still like the valid setup. I have a negative risk to reward ratio here. I'm going to try and pull it in here. Now, the main reason for this is the Chinese correlation. Yesterday, we had some pretty horrible debt numbers come out of China, and we're looking at just the overall economy on how it's been running. It's not too great. They've been like forced selling a lot of bonds, and then using all that bonds to invest into infrastructure, and it's getting a little bit wobble. Bad China. Bad Aussie dollar, biggest trade partner. If people are unconfident in China, they're going to be unconfident in the Aussie dollar. So that was the reason fundamentally behind looking to short the Aussie dollar this morning. Just a quick little pop let's go. Let's see if we can find 10 pips prior to the stock market's opening. That was the idea. Okay. Hi, Patrick. How you going? Vasily, hi. I'm new to Forex. Can I trade with you? You can trade with me if you like. I trade here every Friday, or you can trade with the firm, but I don't recommend trying to get funded at a firm if you are brand new to Forex. But absolutely, you can stick around and join in the fun. Um, So I look for a little short here. We went a little bit in a profit. We've come back around. The spreads have finally pulled in. Usually around 9 a.m., about 10 minutes ago, is when the spreads really pull in. And then around the same time, I was looking for New Zealand dollar CAD, as you can see here. We had a very similar setup. So, sorry, I forgot to mention. The main reason I looked to short is early morning, first few hours of the session, pop up above yesterday's high. Yesterday's high right there. We set a new high very early this morning. Usually there's nowhere near enough strength in the Aussie first couple hours of the session to really run it. When we pop a new high, so many people will set orders going, yeah, we get above the high, we go long. There's nowhere near enough volume in these early sessions. So I actually look to fade these kind of opportunities. I did one last week. We would have seen. I also followed that up on the Discord. We remember, I'm not going to be able to scroll all the way through that chat, but you remember, I can't remember which trade it was on, or which pair, sorry, it was on. Aussie Dollar New Zealand last week. Aussie Dollar New Zealand, we shorted. And we followed that throughout the day. I posted in the Discord about that, and we actually ended up hitting full take profit on that. Very similar setup, looking to do the same thing subsequently on the Aussie dollar once again. New Zealand dollar CAD had a very similar setup. New Zealand's very correlated with the Aussie dollar. Canadian dollar's looking like it might be strong early session here. However, when it popped up, I was already full position in Aussie dollar CAD on a late entry. So my risk on the Canadian dollar strength coming in was a little bit too much for my liking. So what I did is I halved my position in Aussie dollar CAD. And by the time I got back over to New Zealand dollar CAD, it had already moved too much for me to see it as a viable opportunity. So a bit of a mistake in there on my part. I ended up just halving risk on Aussie dollar CAD, but based on my decision making and, as I said, my overall confidence level today, I'm more than happy to take a little bit of risk off my positions. So quite happy with how that played out. However, I did miss a nice opportunity on New Zealand dollar CAD to hopefully pull this back in. I do think it has a bit of room to move too. I think we can look for like around this level. That was not very straight line. I think we can look around for maybe 8024. But we'll keep an eye on it anyway. I don't have a trade on it and I won't trade it, but we will keep an eye on it anyway. And then I also have a short in New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Okay. Similar setup, late entry once again, half risk. Actually, this is less than half risk. I went really low risk on New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. The reason is that there is a bit of tentative Japanese yen news. It could come out at any point, and then with the stock market getting close to opening, the Japanese yen does move a lot when the Japanese stock market opens. So I kind of want to be in and out of this pair as quickly as possible. So little risk, not much there, and we're just going to see how it plays out. You like the Aussie dollar weakness idea? You're currently in Aussie dollar US dollar. Do you like it because you think it works, or do you like it because you're already shorting Aussie dollar, Patrick? Do you like it because it's correlating with your decision, or do you like it because it makes sense? What's made me feel less confident today? Decision making. My decision making process today has just been off. I don't know how to explain it. Just within, I just don't feel. Remember last week I said I want to trade, and I was feeling it, and I was like, I'm in the zone. My concentration's at a high. I really want to get in and be risk on today. I still have that bit of edge of like, yes, okay, it'll be fun to be risk on. There will be a few opportunities, but I don't feel as wholehearted. Yeah, I'm just not feeling in the zone. Exactly right. I'm very busy. I've got a lot of different things in other areas of life and projects and stuff like that that's correlating all up here, where all my brain cells are going towards. So as everything is being focused on those projects, it's not as focused on my trading. So I'm still here. I'm still going to make my decisions. But yeah, exactly, Horn. I'm feeling a bit distracted. So I'm sitting back and I'm willing to half my risk. I know that I'm not in the zone. These setups might be right. They might be really, really great trades. But I know I'm not quite where I need to be in order to go full risk. So I have half the risk and I am sitting back and being more passive today. Great question. Great question. Lost your mojo? I wouldn't say I've lost my mojo. It's just it's a confidence thing. It happens, and a lot of the time, statistically, when I do sit back and take less risk, they end up being harder trades to win on. So it's like I'm okay doing it. I've done it a million times before in my career when I'm not when I'm feeling a little distracted, as you mentioned. Take less risk. What's the point in going full risk if I'm not feeling fully in the zone? So that's what I've done today. Pause the mojo, sure, we'll go for that. Go for a run 6 string. Yeah, it is a great call. It is a great call to do some physical exercise. I think you're onto something there. Big weekend this weekend too. So once I've done here, I'm going to be done for the weekend. So I'll reset. You know how it does. You like it when the US dollar is strong. It appreciates reasonably against the Aussie dollar. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Trading is mentally taxing, so it's normal for traders to not always be at 100%. Exactly right, Park. And it's important that we recognize when we're not at 100%. The exact same way I am here. You got to recognize when you are in peak performance and when you are in off season. It's like anyone here like golf? Anyone like golf? I like golf, okay? Golfers, they have an in season and an out season, believe it or not. They actually have a time of year where they play absolutely phenomenally well. And then the other half year, they're struggling to hit par. And it happens so often in that off season and on season. And that's why some golfers only perform in certain competitions. And it's the same thing with trading. Well, not as correlated to the time of the year, but more correlated to just general sense. We do need downtime, we need uptime. And understanding where those times come into play, understanding when to sit back, understanding when not to trade at all. Obviously, I've said I'm unconfident, but I'm not like written off, because if I was written off, I wouldn't be trading right now. Knowing what levels you're at and then how to risk or how to manage that accordingly is very, very important as well. Great questions. Whoa, in-depth conversations today. I love it. I love it. New Zealand Japanese yen spreads are still a little bit big for my liking. It's looking like the less likely setup today. Japanese yen, but I did say I didn't really want to be in the Japanese yen, and I got a terrible entry point. I should have been getting it up here, but that's okay. Aussie Dollar Cad's my confidence setup, but either way, I'm not risking too much on either one, so I'm willing to hold out and see what the day can unfold for us. How's everyone else's trading week been? What have you guys been up to? Let's get into it. Hey, Jordan, you who have been trading for years, would you say that now, with all the economic problems we have, it's more complicated to trade than ever before? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If anything, it's probably easier. So much volatility. Volatility brings money. No, Dave, look, no matter what year, age you're in, there's always something there. Okay, there's always some kind of news. There's always something moving the markets. Okay, and it always the longer you're in, the more you understand this. The longer you're in the market is there's always something there that people are worried about. The war in Ukraine, it's going mental. We had COVID, like it was all COVID 2 years ago. COVID. The years before that, it was housing bubble. It was the cryptocurrencies coming through. It's going to take over. There's always something that people are worried about. When it comes to currency markets, there's so much stability in the ability to make money. And that's why it's so popular, because no matter what is going on in the world, there is opportunity. It's not like stocks where the whole market's coming down and you're an investor. Well, the whole market's coming down, you're going to lose money. Whereas it's very easy to hedge when we're trading because we go short. I'm shorting two pairs right now. You know what I mean? Like so, um, I understand your concern, but what I'll tell you, and I've learned this over ages, is it's always something there. There is always something there. There was always something people are worried about. Always something people. A lot of traders will blame an event or economic uncertainty on their trading results, which I think is very uncorrelated. A lot of traders always look for something to blame. It's like first instinct. I was there too. I always looked for something to blame. I'd take an absolutely horrible trade, pop up and hit the stop loss, and I'd be like, "Oh, the CPI data came out as a shock." And I was like, "That." I knew deep down that had nothing to do with how that trade played out. It's a terrible trade, but it is a lot easier to blame someone else or something else other than looking within. But that's a fantastic question, Day. I really appreciate you asking that. But no, you'll find out when you're in this market for years and years and years, there's always something people are worried about. There's always something people are talking about. There's always something moving the markets. Sure, sometimes we get moved a little more volatile than normal, but it is what it is. I don't think it makes it harder. I think it actually makes it a little bit easier, if anything, because when we get these really volatile times, I think it makes it more predictable. Data becomes more predictable. Hedging becomes more predictable, and that's why the markets move so strongly. Is because everyone knows that is the right move to make, and that's why they're moving so strongly. So if anything, these uncertain times actually make it a little bit easier, rather than making it more complicated. But if you're like a scalper or something, that's probably best case scenario to have these crazy things happening. Sorry, I've missed a couple of chats there. Got burned with gold tanking. Gold moved a lot recently, didn't it? I didn't it have like a big stump? Yeah, here we go. So I don't watch gold very often, right? But was this based off of the inflation data? Was the inflation data last night? No, yeah. Yeah, so that was based off the US inflation, right? As Patrick's just mentioned, 9.1% inflation. Is that going to like we're in recession territory? Okay, sorry, but we're there. We're in recession territory. We're moving into that. I think that's going to happen very very soon, if not already there. Which is sucks. It sucks that this is going to happen. It's going to hurt a lot of people, but you know we've got to. It is what it is. It's economies, right? Economies don't care. They're just gonna run through that. But anyway, unlucky for getting hurt by that park. That sucks. You're 62 years young, John. Lived through every recession and market collapse over the 40 years. Most of the time, as a business owner, we survived. Fantastic, great stuff. The reason I trade Forex now, good economy or bad economy, there's always a trade to make every hour of every day. There you go. Got a million economies. It doesn't matter what's going on. There is opportunity. Short, long, hedge, play for swaps. Do whatever you want. There is opportunity in FX, and that is why I am in FX. Sure, sometimes you can make a lot more money trading stocks. Why? Because you buy it and the company goes up 400% in 3 days, and everyone's happy days, happy days. But in FX, it's more down to technical ability and risk management, which I love. I love. Keeping an eye on where we're moving. We're sitting still. I want to be out of these trades by. I want to be out of them by midday. Okay, so midday is here. My time midday. I want to be out of them by midday. Ideally, if we keep moving against us here on New Zealand dollar Japanese yen, I'm going to start bringing this position down because not loving the way it played out. But if you remember last week on Aussie dollar New Zealand, I half the trade. I said where I was going to half the trade. It was like above up here. I got out half the trade and then it stumped all the way back down to the take profit. So maybe I'm missing something, or maybe it's just moving. Like we've got to expect it to kind of sit still for a little bit, right? We're in the start of the Asian session. Nothing's really going to move. But ideally, I want to be out of the trade by midday. If I can get out of Japanese yen by like 10:30, even better, because that's when the stock market opens for the Japanese yen. But as we did break the high of the day prior to the stock market volatility, I do think that's a good sign. I do think that's a good sign. I've gone back to demo trading, licking my wounds a bit, and evaluated my expectations of myself and of trading. Fantastic, fantastic. Well done, well done. That's a brave move. Not many people have the discipline to go back to demo trading. You're trying to find the joy and remember to focus on the process over results, remembering that I'm still learning, and remember I love learning and the challenge. It is fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, is understanding the journey. Money will come. Money will come as long as you do the journey right. Sometimes people hold, like it's like when you play in a let's say a tennis tournament, okay? And when you're in this tennis tournament, all you can think about is winning that trophy, winning that major, okay? All you can think about is winning that trophy. And if you're constantly focused on winning the trophy, you're forgetting how to serve the ball. It's something as simple as that. All of a sudden, you've got less concentration on how well you serve because you're constantly focused on that trophy and what you need to do to get that trophy. But when it comes down to playing in the semi-final or quarterfinal, your serves just get you nowhere. Whereas if that whole time you just ignored the fact that there was a trophy at the end, as hard as it is, and you just focused on your process, your serving was good, your backhands were good, you know, whatever it is, your chip shots, they were good, and you just focused on improving that process. When you get into those games, you're in your A game. You're in your A game, and who knows, it might take you to the trophy. Same thing with trading. Focus on your game as a whole, not your opponent, not the result. Focus on your game. Get as good as you can get, and the results will follow through as long as you do the process right. I guess that's a pretty good analogy, tennis game. I'm going with a lot of sports today. I hope we got some sporty people in here, because apparently I'm in a sporty mood. It's a Friday. Next week, guys, hear me out. I'm thinking about doing something a little different next week. Does anyone in this session, anyone in this live stream right now, trade the Asian session? By the way, you're glad Kyrgios made it to the men's final? Okay, Park. Not many people agree with that. Not many people like him. I did find it a little bit amusing the way he unraveled Tsitsipas though. I thought that was, because obviously we all know Kyrgios, right? He's got a bit of a attitude, and he knows it as well. But the way he unraveled Tsitsipas was entertaining. No, you do London, New York only. Okay. Nope, never. Okay. So this is more of like an educational. But for some of you, this is more of just like a hangout, more of a hangout room. Have a listen, talk about the economies and stuff like that. Six string, you trade the Asian session, awesome. Tokyo session tends to end a little last for my liking, but I like US dollar, Japanese yen during New York. Okay, so most people are Okay, cool. It's good to know. It's good to know what the audience is. You trade it, woman. Almost said the wrong one, but you trade it. Okay, cool. Because I'm thinking about spicing up the content a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about like what could we do? I was thinking the portfolio analyst meetings that we manage. I was even thinking about doing some of them live, like obviously if the person was willing to. I was looking at like if there was a way that I could do those live, or bring, spice up some content, maybe have some special guests and sit down and have a chat. Or do anyone have any ideas on what they would like to see? If we were to bring out some new content and really, be entertaining for you guys, what would you think? Great tip on the interest rates to use as a strength indicator. Thanks. I've started using it, slowly making. Yeah, sometimes, because the interest rates, once they get to a certain point, is then going to start doing the opposite of what you think they're going to do, Park. So as you can see, recently Australia hiked their interest rates again. The last like 6 times they've done that, it was just buy Aussie dollar, buy Aussie dollar, buy Aussie dollar. They hiked interest rates again, and everything was short Aussie dollar, short Aussie dollar, short Aussie dollar. And the reason I think that's happening is because we're getting to recession territory, right? We can't do this high interest rates without having some economic pain. And I think everyone's kind of like, oh shit, we're going to have some economic pain. US dollar, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, all the way over to the Great British Pound. We're probably all going to feel it. It's going to be kind of like a world recession, realistically, which is going to be interesting to see how everything unfolds. Yeah, we'll see. John will probably know more than that. He's said he's lived through the recession, through economic turmoil. But yeah. Look, we get hurt, we get back up, we stand up, and we go again. But yeah, if anyone has any ideas on interviews with consistently profit traders discussing how they approach their trading every day. Okay. I like it. Thank you for the idea. So that's something that interests everyone. Would you be interested in chatting to these? Because like, in my opinion, I feel like that might get a bit repetitive. Like if I was chatting obviously every now and then it might be good, but I feel like it might get a bit repetitive. But if you guys think, nah, like that'll actually be really cool, I'd love to do that. Let me know. I really like watching people explain decision making, so watching some live trading, maybe especially when it's as boring as watching paint dry, would be good and realistic, like we're doing right now. Okay, I might next week or the week after, I might find a couple traders. Yeah, we do. We do already feature a couple of these traders on our website. Yeah, we do interviews and stuff like that, Park. Right. I might find a couple traders to join me next week, depending on who, what, where, and how. And we might do a live trading room, but with a group of us. Because what that'll do is if we're all trading different opportunities, we would all be able to explain our decision making through that process. Now, I trade in a very simplified manner, right? So it takes me 2 seconds to explain what my trade setup is. Like these trades today. As a whole, they're not looking hot. We just broke the high of the day again. What time is it? 9:30. Also, would like to see people review their trades. And since this is the time of the week... that's a great idea. Horman. Weekly reviews. I like it. Let's dive into your last week's trades. Look through your journal and tell me what you did right, what you did wrong, what was the decisions, what was the reason you want. I like it. I'm writing it down. You've sparked a little ding. I got a little light bulb above my head now. We've got a lot of stuff in the works. So I'm running a lot of different stuff coming. A lot of different stuff coming soon. Okay, like a whole range for the whole community. So I'm just looking to expand the mind. Let's get more and more. What else can we do? You know what I mean? Really like that idea, Heather. Well done. That's a great idea. Not taken away from Jordan, and you're great. However, it'd be nice to interact with various trades. Of course. No, I understand that. And that's why we try to do the trading rooms every day of the week. We have Ruben and Yaniv and Saul do trading rooms too, so you can kind of see all of our ways we trade and that aspect. It does get a little bit more difficult when bringing guest traders on. Not everyone wants to do it for free. Like they either are an educator and they want to advertise their brand or something like that, and then we run in the area of like, we don't really want to advertise other companies through our company. Like that's not our business. You know what I mean? So it gets a little messy, but I'm gonna find a way to get that. I really like your idea though, Holman. It is really good. I like it. Park, yes, I do have tons of ideas of people discussing their strategies, but not necessarily the actual process of looking at the market right this minute and discussing trade or not. That is what I can tell you now. That is something that's in the works, Orman. And it's going to be something like almost every day of the week. A couple professionals sitting down, analyzing trading. That is in the works. I can't say much more than that, and I probably can't say as much as I already have. So keep that on the DL. Let's just hope no one else watches this video. But we do have something in the works. I didn't tell you anything, okay? I didn't tell you anything. These trades aren't looking overly hot, if you ask me. They aren't looking overly hot. Tempted to take. I do like the nice little doji that Japanese yen's left us at the top here. Okay, I am quite fond of that. This one right here. If we can pull back into around entry point, if I can get out at break even, I might do that. I might do that if we can pull in there. Aussie Dollar Cad's not looking as clean, but maybe. Maybe. New Zealand dollar and the Aussie dollar are correlating very well this morning. And when you put the two charts side by side, they're looking very similar. The spreads are getting a little bit wider as well because Aussie dollar stock market's going to open up soon. PM me, I'll keep it a secret. Yeah, good try. Good try. How many trades have you got open at any given time? It depends on how many opportunities I see, Park. I do not restrict myself, but I like to keep it kind of clean in terms of managing. I like to correlate. So this is my watch list this morning. Right, I've got 6 here, but even then, I only entered the 2. I could have entered New Zealand dollar CAD, which I'm glad I didn't. I probably would have got stopped out, so it was a good decision not to get in that. New Zealand dollar, US dollar almost broke the high of the day. Got very close, not quite. Great British Pound, New Zealand got nowhere, so I can take that off. Euro, New Zealand getting closer, but it won't get there before 11, so I can take that off. Hi, Safe. Welcome, welcome. I notice you don't use moving average or any indicators. It's correct, String. Most indicators are based off of previous data, which means I can see it, right? Been trading for a long time. I can realistically see where a moving average is. If I put 100 moving average, I've got a rough idea. Should we do that test? Okay, let's go 100 period moving average. I'm gonna guess it's like, oof, this is actually. I'm gonna guess it's something like this. Maybe a little bit closer. It might be a little bit closer. I have 2 guesses. Get a moving average. What do we reckon? Have I gone too wide? I'm looking at a 200. I mean, I'm not overly far away. I mean, it's in the right area-ish. I was probably getting closer to a 200, right? Yeah, okay, so the first one I drew was closer to a 200. But I don't trade based off of these levels, and most people don't anyway. They'll use a moving average just to get an idea on how good the move is. Most of the time, you can see that without needing the moving average. So, like, I don't use them. I can see that we're in an uptrend. I can see that we're moving higher. Indicators, yeah, some of them are good, some of them are so it's kind of like I don't really require them. I get most of my bias from fundamental aspects. I like to have a fundamental reasoning on why I want to short the Aussie dollar, why I want to buy into the CAD. I like to get a bit of a stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. They're just indicators just don't really. If there was going to be any indicator for Asian session, it would be Belinga bands. But even then, what secret? I didn't hear anything. Exactly. Another thing would be interesting to me, Jordan, is your trading routine. What do you do to prepare? What do you do when you first sit down, and what do you do at the end of the day of the week? Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, next week or the week after, I might run you through that. Or maybe I could make a video of it. What if I just had like my camera recording for a full day. Like the moment I walk into the office, you see me in my pajamas with a coffee. The full day of trading and the process that went through. The only thing is, I don't want to do. It's tough because I don't want to do too much there because a lot of people will watch that and then replicate the strategy I'm trading, and it's really not what I want because the strategy that I trade, the multiple strategies that I trade, they're not like set and forget strategies where it's like really easy. Like I'm constantly managing the positions based on confidence level and everything like that. And we want diversity at the firm. So if we have like 50 traders go, oh, let's just trade how Jordan does, it works for him, then it would be like, it'd be like, that's a bit of. The reason is that I want to see what is realistic. Yeah. Well, we all know, like, we're not running Bloomberg here. You know what I mean? Like, I sit here in a comfy jumper most of the time, a hoodie or something like that, and that's what I do through the day. I sit here and I'm mostly answering emails and chatting to traders while I trade. YouTube makes it seem like you flip on screens, make 3K, and go work out. Oh well, depending on the market, if you're looking at like US stock traders, maybe they do that because when you see like the stock market open and you run it, I can see them potentially doing that. But in FX, no, it's a bit more like, oh, here's an opportunity, especially in the Asian session. Here's an opportunity, trade. What do we do now? That's a bit more what it's like. Yeah, I might do that day. And as I said, with this secret that we've got working on at the moment, it's going to be very much like that. It's going to be every day for like 6 hours. We're going to be sitting together. So keep an eye on that. There might be something. YouTube makes yeah. Good evening. Please repeat the name of the. I think you meant currency you talk about. I've spoken about a lot, but right now I'm talking about New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, and Aussie dollar Cad are my positions. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna write that down as well. So trader interviews, I get that, but a little bit more on their process. So maybe trader interviews while they're trading live. Like if we find some scalpers and we'll interview them while they also do their live trading. That's interesting. This is all good news. If you guys think of something like what would be really cool to watch or be a part of as an audience, you guys like tell me. I am in a position right now where I have the ability to make it happen. Okay, so even if it's like an entertainment thing, tell me because I'm your man, right? I can make it happen. Um, Trader interviews, and then the final one was like a process. Realistic process. How about meet the firm? Okay, I'm listening. Do go on. Meet the firm. Have each of the guys come on for an hour for an interview. Well, not for an hour, but okay. So they're like everyone at the firm, like our actual What are you talking like every employee we have, or are you talking like the senior analyst team, or what are you talking about here? It'd be interesting to see how you record it in your weblog. What do you mean in my you mean like each week I have one of the senior analysts come in and I interview them. Oh, yeah, I won't be able to do that, especially at this time because they're like I'm pretty sure it's like 1 a.m. in Israel right now, so they're all like fast asleep. But um, I like where you're heading with. I could do a pre-recorded series for it or something. It'd be great to hear from profitable traders about their failures, focusing on failures. I like it. I like it. You want like me? I'll be able to interview the team, and I think I'll be. I think that's why a lot of people, you guys, come back and watch me. I'm trying not to sound big headed here, but um, I'm very open. Okay, I don't hide anything. I'm not hiding behind another persona. I'm not hiding behind a professionalism aspect. Like I just sit here and I'm like, hey, this is me. This is how I trade. And I think that'll do well in a lot of interviews because I could bring out the relaxed side of people rather than them being worried about how they're being perceived. But maybe I'm just a little bit crazy. Who knows? Okay. This is good. These are good. These are great ideas. Thank you guys for running me through that. These are great ideas. You love these sessions, in my opinion. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to get into like a more live trading. All right. I know over the past few weeks I've been very focused on sharing analytics, looking at currencies as a whole, looking at global economics. I'm trying to pull it back into a bit more. Guys, we are traders. um, but what do you guys prefer? But look, see, that's the big thing. So we've got a few people in here that trade the Asian session, right? And they like trading the Asian session. And then we've got a few people that just come here to hang out. They don't even trade the Asian session, but they're just coming here to listen to what I have to say. Um, so it's interesting to see what kind of content is going to correlate best. And to everyone that doesn't trade the Asian session and they just come in and hang out, massive privilege for you with your discipline in not just like copying trades or anything like that. Big shout out to you because a lot of people do fall for that. And it's good to see that you've got your own process and you know what your market is. If I've just called you out, sort it out. If I've just called you out, sort it out. You like the mix. You like looking at overall, okay, fundamentals, but then also doing some live trading. Yeah. Uh, New Zealand Japanese yen. I said probably my least confident, and it's proving very nicely to be that. I might half my risk soon. If we get up above that, I'm gonna take off half the position. I'll see if the doji candle can hold, but if we get up above that, I'm gonna look to get out half of the position. Aussie Dollar Cad's kind of just floating. Like it's still plausible. We might get where we want to get with Aussie Dollar Cad. It's taking its time, but still plausible. But New Zealand dollar Japanese yen's just not got me feeling overly confident. I always learn something from your sessions, Jordan, so I try to join whenever I'm still up. I appreciate it, Park. Thank you. Hey, isn't it late? Late where you are, Park? But I appreciate you tuning in. If you were wanting to do live trading during a session, maybe another day of the week would be better. Okay, why do you think another day of the week would be better? I don't mind trading the Friday mornings. So I usually find the Friday mornings have less volume as well. You reckon Euro US dollar is going to bounce off the big time? Yeah, off the one. Yeah. Um. Hmm. You reckon Euro US dollar is going to bounce off parity? Well, didn't it, or did it already hit parity or not? Like it got extremely close though, right? If it didn't hit it, I've seen all the um news outlets going absolutely wild. No, we did. Yeah, we got below parity yesterday. Um, the what ones here. So yeah, we look at the size of the orders that was below parity. Look at that move. And then so many people would have like short, 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 and then whoop. whoever bought all in this area here is just absolutely laughing, fading at that big parity. But yeah, look, I'm not sure what it'll do, to be honest. I think it's well valued. Like, I think it deserves to be down at parity. Now, it's done it in a very aggressive manner. Do I think there'll be a bit of pullback? Yes. When? I don't know. It has done it in a very aggressive manner. But overall, like, I see it worth the same. Like, I don't think it's out of context that it's down there. I think it well and truly deserves to be even right now. Um, and that's just, yeah. Okay, the 5-star live trading is great. However, there's always a sense of urgency to perform and make trades. I heard the podcast the other day with Alex and Soul. Soul talking about how he started trading sounds just like everyone else's story. Great stuff and encouraging. Yeah, well, I mean, we've all gone through the same process, right? Because we're all traders. Very similar process, and same with me as well. So yeah, it is very just. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. There is a sense of urgency to perform and make trades in the live trading room, which I don't love, because I feel like it's kind of forcing for entertainment. But it's what people want, and sometimes they're making trades that it's not necessarily within their strategy, but each to their own. I don't like to force any trades ahead of a trading room, but I trade all of these on my actual funded account, by the way. Um, on the one that I got prior to becoming an analyst here. So I'm trading all these on the live account. Um, Maybe I'm thinking that because I'm more of a swing trader, so I like looking earlier in the week. Yeah, that's fair enough. That makes sense. You think Sol and yourself started the same fund? Interesting. So if Jordan, if do article on trading news, money management will be cool. Yeah, tough. I don't think I'm going to go through with that because trading news is so tough. And it's tough because there's so many levels. There's not just a simple strategy in trading news. Okay, it's not like it missed expectations by. There's so many different things that correlate into trading news. You need to have a massive understanding on the whole market as a whole and different economies. So like writing a blog about it, it's just gonna mess with people's head, in my opinion, because it's a whole process. And then if I teach everyone how I trade news, I don't do it very often, but when I do, if I teach everyone that, then we're going to see a massive increase in the firm of everyone trading that news event, which is a highly volatile risk event. And if everyone's doing the strategy that I talk about, then we're all going to be trading the same direction as that event, and then all of a sudden the firm's exposure to that event is huge. And so that's what goes through our minds when we think about like sharing strategies and stuff like that. It's a bit like, well, we run the risk of a lot of our traders being like, oh yeah, fair enough, it's worked for them. Let's do it as well, which is perfectly makes sense to do. But then we also massively overexpose ourselves to some things that we don't really want to overexpose ourselves. We like traders bringing in their trading strategies and their things, which is why you see in our trading courses and everything, we don't teach strategy. We teach you how to maintain your strategy and how to risk manage, but we don't teach strategy. And the reason we do that is because we want traders, we want an abundance of diversity. So we try to avoid teaching any type of strategy. Which pairs? What do you mean, which pairs? Dizzle, which pair am I trading? I'm trading New Zealand dollar Japanese yen right now, but I'm going to take half the position off in a moment. And I'm also trading Aussie dollar Cad. Just moved into profits. So New Zealand dollar Japanese yen pulled right the way in. A bit of buying power into the Japanese yen, which is lovely to see. Uh, Thoughts on Euro New Zealand? What time frame are you trading, good sir? Gus? There was a quote from a trader which said, "We don't get paid to be entertained." Exactly right. Exactly right. Are there any plans to add trading views to the platform? I don't think so yet, because it does run kind of differently to how we run. Obviously, we've got a pool of funds, and then we need to trade from that pool of funds. So when you start adding platforms, it means we have to split the pool, and then which pool gets more money, and all this type of stuff gets a bit crazy. But I don't trade on TradingView. I just do analysis on TradingView for anyone that's seeing this. Okay, I don't trade on TradingView. I've got MetaTrader 5 open on another window over here. Where I do all my trading. Okay, I think it's cleaner. It looks nice, so I like showing you guys what's going on there. Are there any pairs you don't trade? Like for me, CAD Japanese yen is not my friend. I just can't get in sync with it. I'm quite open. Any of the majors, I'll look for like if I see a great fundamental opportunity to short the Aussie dollar, I'll look for a really strong currency at the moment, or something that looks like it might want a bit of buying power and correlate that. So not necessarily. I look at the currencies themselves rather than how they're correlated paired against each other. And it depends on the market I'm trading to. Record trading and go through it later. Here's a good one. And why is it good? Here's one I messed up and why. We can learn you don't have the exposure. I like it, Orban. I like it. Let's do it. I'll do that. I'm thinking maybe even over a whole week. I'll record everything over a whole trading week, and then I can run through. The only thing is that's going to go for a long time, and it's going to take up a lot of time as well. Maybe if I get everyone to do it for one day. I'll look into it. I'll look into it. That's going to be a mighty process. I didn't take half that position off. I'm gonna do it now. Sorry, bear with me. Oh, well, I just went and changed everything, didn't I? Yep, I did. There we go. Let's take off half that position. I've taken off half of New Zealand Japanese yen, and I'm gonna bring my stop in about here because I am no longer confident in setup. Aussie Dollar Cad is now also moving up as well. I'm going to do the same in Aussie Dollar Cad. I'm going to take off half also. I'm going to start looking to shave down these positions. Aussie Dollar Cad, I've also started to pull in. I've not moved to stop, but I have taken off another half of the position. So I'm really shaving these down because, as I said, I'm not loving how this comes in. Only record the winners? No, we don't. No, because losers are important to probably even bigger of a learning experience than winners. So we have to well, if it ends up being a feature length zones, I expect my cut of the royalties. Absolutely. Yeah. No, we'll see because that will take a lot of effort and a lot of working hours, and we do have a lot of projects in the works at the moment. I'm not sure if we'll have the time to do that, but yeah, I know, John. I know. Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. So to keep you guys updated, I have halved both positions. Okay, risk is coming real low now. We're getting close to stock markets opening. I don't really want to be involved. As you can see, volatility is picking up. Looks like today was not my day. Did have that feeling, and like we're going to stick with that feeling. We'll see. We could still pull out a win. I'm only down $11. It's not bad at all. If both of these went on to hit take profit, then I'd be up about $20. But that just shows how much I've taken risk off. So still trading, but I definitely reduced my my risk all round, which I'm quite happy to do so. Aussie Dollar CAD setting up for a nice doji, but obviously it's only 10 a.m. New Zealand Dollar Japanese Yen is probably going to stop us out, realistically. I've moved the stop up here because I'm predicting of spread that if the bid line gets up above here, the ask price will be about here. Okay, so I predicted based off of spread That's why the stop's there. If we get above this high, like I just don't want to. I don't really want to be in it now. I probably could look to just get out, cut the loss early. I might do that. I might do that. I might cut the loss. Never mind. It's gonna stop me out before I get the chance to. Where are we? Japanese yen. Actually, didn't go over there. Aussie Dollar Cad's trying to pull back in. Well, very volatile. The stock markets are going to be reopening up. So here you go. Here's some live decision making. It's just me, and you can see the circles going around in my head as I try to decide what to do. I don't want in this trade. I don't want in this trade, but I'm risking, like, I'm going to lose an extra 50 cents or something if I get out. So, willing to see if that can pull back in. Aussie Dollar Cad is being extremely volatile, but not going anywhere. This 5-minute candle is moving. We pull up some volume here. Almost getting to the highest point of volume we've had today. We broke the highest point of volume we have today. So it's moving. It's moving quite aggressively, but it's not going anywhere. Fun. All right, we're going to start looking to wrap it up here soon. We have been going for a little over an hour. Does anyone have any final points they want to have a chat about? I know I didn't really chat about the war in Ukraine and the correlation between China and the Aussie dollar, but live trading took us on, and then we had some fantastic questions from you guys that I wanted to address. And overall, I think it was a pretty successful live stream. There we go. Now it's moving. Not the way we wanted it to. Yeah, overall, not looking like a great day for my trading, but it is actually a great day for my trading because if these do both get stopped out, I lose very, very little. And that right there is a live preview of risk management. Right there. Maybe a primer on swaps. You want to have a chat about swaps? Could work. I was wondering how big of a deal is that euro? How big of a deal is it? It makes a great news article. I don't know. I think it's just big because it hasn't hit it in so long. But everyone's shorting the euro because there's a war in Europe right now. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense. So it's going to show a lot of volatility. What will come from it? I don't know. We'll see. It's if you live in America, it's a great time to travel Europe. I mean, it's cheap. Probably cheaper than you'll get for a very long time or have previously anyway. So that's a big deal. Or if you're looking to invest in Europe, it's a great time to do so. But overall, I don't see it as that big of a deal. We might get some moves from it, but I don't know. People are starting to talk like maybe it's time we start to change things. There is a little bit of murmur going around, but overall, yeah. Or buy a 5ers account. Yeah, it is based in Euro. There you go. Buy a 5ers account. Cheapest they've ever been. Will the 5% freestyle program be coming back? Not sure. Hard to say at this time, Gus. It's tough. Tough decision to make. All right, I'm getting out of New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, guys. I'm out of the trade. It has been closed. And then Aussie Dollar Cad, I'm probably going to do the same as it gets above here. Okay? Got to look to get out both of these trades. We'll keep an eye on it. All right, that's going to call us there, boys and girls. If you have any questions throughout today's trading day, I'm going to be in the Discord, so feel free to message me. If you have any ideas on content you would like to see from us, I am on the Discord. Message me. You had some great suggestions today, and I am going to work on those and see what I can do to bring them to you. And then hopefully next week I'll be able to get a couple special guests as well. You know the drill. You know what I'm going to say. This weekend, take some time away from the charts. Spend some time with your family. Spend some time with your friends. Get away, reset, come back Sunday, Monday, and have an absolute killer trading week. Aussie Dollar Cad, we are out. Okay, both trades out, both losing trades today, but very, very well managed. Overall, we have a loss of 20 US dollars when our risk at the start was like 150. So overall, fantastic risk management trading day today. I hope you all enjoyed that. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all next week. Cheers, guys.